The last video I did, maybe 10, 20 minutes ago, was just a quick test of the audio. Um, I rambled quite a bit, if you were able to hear it. I don't need to repeat it. Um, if you're unable to hear it, it's basically me just expressing that I enjoy Anthem a lot. The overall feeling within the community is they want BioWare to hurry up and add more stuff to the game, and I feel the only real issue with Anthem right now is the end game legendary loot drop rate. Alright, so the last video I did, the audio, at least from what I could hear when playing it back, the in-game audio was too loud, and the commentator voice was sort of being drowned out by it. So what I did was go into settings, go into volume, and I brought the master volume down to 20%. It was at 100% before. So I'm going to bring that to 20% down. I'm going to turn the music all the way down. Um, I'll give it 1%. There you go. Actually, I kind of like in-game music. Of course, I don't monetize any of my videos, and I'm sure I'll get, but I also don't like when other people benefit monetarily off of my videos, because I know I have a video with Destiny, um, and I'm talking about, sorry, Infinity, um, the Disney game Infinity, and I did one. It's got a ton of views on it, somewhere upwards of 5 million. That one's not monetized, and it's also been claimed by somebody for the in-game music, and I've never really taken it down. So somebody out there, I guess, is profiting off of it. I don't really care. It's not important to me. Um, so I'll bring the music up. I just hope it doesn't drown out. So we'll do with 10%. There might be a little music in the background. While I do enjoy the ease of being able to get to expeditions just by holding on to the triangle button, it still doesn't get old walking up to the javelin here on the launch pad and kind of looking at it. I have started coloring my javelins based on their level, so this one's at masterwork right now. I think all my javelins are at masterwork, so they have some form of highlight colors that match whatever level they are. So they were purple for a while, blue, etc. Alright, so I'm just going to go into free play. It's my favorite part of the game. Just to roam around. I'm going to start from... Let's see here. I'm going to throw in this one like I had last time. A little bit with the shields. And let's go with increased recharge rate. Yeah, again, like the previous video I made, it was sort of a test. It was a long test to see how well my audio was picking up. So I'm going to go back into the game. This could be another test. I'll play for no more than an hour and just messing around. Again, my end game, my personal end game for Anthem is just exploring, picking up all the collectibles, still getting sort of the I don't know if they're necessarily like, so you've got collectibles, and then you've got sort of the it's not Champion of Tarsus anymore. It's a legion. It's one of the Legionnaires where you're like, I think it's 150,000 reputation points that I need to get up to. So I'm just messing around in that. That usually happens by hitting specific challenges. Um, and I just enjoy flying around. I still discover new things because you can come at Bastion from so many different angles. It feels to me like I see something new all the time. I find a collectible, some new collectible all the time, and I don't jump into the map too often, maybe to find where the mines are at. But just that feeling of flight, finding things, and fighting things is really what entertains me beyond that level 30. So leave in the comments below what you're excited about for Anthem coming up in E3. What you'd like to see, what you'd like to see changed. I'm sure I understand about the loot. But if that's all you're concerned about, leave that in the comments. I always try to reply to every comment. Not that I get a lot right now, but which makes it a lot easier. My channel is not monetized. I'm not looking to make money. I don't make a commission off of anything. And if I did, it wouldn't be at the expense of others.
Javelin is ready for deployment. I'll start a search for abnormal activity in the area, shall I?
Okay, sounds good.
I mean, just look at how beautiful this is. I mean, it never gets old walking out here and looking at this. Do I wish I could go all the way over there? Yeah. Was Anthem that way in the beginning of its development? Probably. Is it something to look forward to as technology, allows developers to create things that are larger than life? Would I like to be able to fly over to these other planets? Is that a moon? Fly out to those mountains? Yes. And I hope that's something that it expands upon Anthem if it gets the chance to make sequels. Or if they just expand this world. I mean, I'm not sure how hard it is to add a DLC that pushes the existing world out. Let's see. Alright. If you ever, I'm currently in the process of trying to find how far I can fly, stay airborne. And if you go straight out of Fort Tarsus, there's a stream that just goes straight down the middle of Bastion. And you can stay in flight with no problem. But we won't do that right now. We'll just kind of pick up things that happen around me. I'm looking for Dominion and Outlaws and a little bit of the Scar for the weekly stuff.
Your goal is to find the black box. The fort will want it returned.
We'll need to restore power to the cargo hold.
We need to find one of the Strider's emergency batteries.
The audio still seems maybe a little loud. So after this encounter, I'll turn it down. At least the master volume. I don't want the game volume to be drowning out the voice, drowning out my voice. Or I'll try not to talk while I'm shooting.
That should do it. Good. The battery's in place. We need to reset the power flow. Dominion are calling one of their strongest to the field. Stay alive. Power is restored. Excellent. Onto the safety lock. That should do it. We've got more trouble headed our way.
One thing about this weapon I'm using right now is, I've said it before, that the fire rate is not all that great. The RPMs are low, but it sure packs a punch. Unlike this guy, it's just a bullet sprayer.
Good work. The Dominion will fill that one.
Just need to try the door.
There's the black box. There. I'll tell the Sentinels we have it.
Alright, I'm gonna change my audio settings here. I'm just gonna turn music all the way down. I'll give it 1%. Voiceover I'll keep up, but I'm gonna turn FX down to like 5%. Let's make it 1%. Alright. And I'm pretty sure that my audio is, I'm just going to try mess around with different settings to see which ones are best. You know, I imagine that when Anthem's initial design was being developed, maybe these areas were more spread out. Like Bastion might have been bigger, or because I'm sure that on this planet, Bastion, Anthem, all the different areas were definitely further spread out. Like each faction, each area had its own. Um, okay.
Picking up the spike in Shaper energy. It's nearby. Keep an eye out for Shaper fragments.
So
There
as
appears
the
to be a number in the area.
as the changes came along, I'm sure that they squeezed
Watch
everything
out.
together.
We have an Ursix.
You won't go without a fight.
Guy's knocking me on my butt. Where there's one Ursix, there's sometimes two.
That one's down. Well done.
Well, I mean, I am a high level character. It's not that hard. Just evade a little bit. And a reminder, I'm in GM1.
Good start. Get the next one.
I could probably do solo in GM2 as well. Whoa.
That's it. Keep it up. Scar mines. Watch how you move out there. Okay. Good. You found all of them.
So I'm
I'll
at
let the
6,446 out of
Go and study the
150,000 in Tarsus. Champion of Tarsus. It's that verticality in this game that really interests me the most. You know, I've even gone around Bastion just on the ground. And it is a very different experience. You see things much differently from this perspective versus flying around and everything's whizzing by at breakneck speeds. Did my grenade just disappear? Sometimes there's a Titan down there. I mean, I enjoy this part. I enjoy walking around, flying around, fighting, finding stuff that I normally don't see, either stuck on the ground or flying around in the air, vice versa. Most of this area around here is all underwater, or at least it has deep underwater areas. One thing I've left in comments for BioWare, I've asked them if there was a way that we could ascend and descend. Like, I'm pushing the right stick R3. I'm on a PS4 Pro. And see how he kind of does that, like, shuffling movement? I wish there was an ascend and descend button while you're in water. Same thing when you're hovering. Like anytime you're able to suspend yourself, there should be another way to move about. So either hovering or in water, I think they should have an ascent and descent button, some type of control, allow the player a little bit more freedom of movement. Now most of these areas that you see here are probably, or even like sliding backwards. Like I wish I could go in reverse just by holding back. Like right now I'm holding back. I should be able to reverse movement without having to turn around and go in the opposite direction. This is my end game for me. And if I get more with the improved loot that is coming, then that's just more for me. I would like new areas. They're probably going to give us new mines, new areas like that. My ideal expansion would be to push the world out a little further, out into this area, so that we can go explore all the way over there. That would be pretty amazing. Probably not going to happen. Yeah. I hope we get a next generation, like a PlayStation 5.
Several Dominion signals coming from nearby.
Or whatever the next Xbox will be. I hope we get an Anthem in that generation. This game already looks beautiful. Imagine what it could look like, how expansive it could be in the next generation.
It looks like the Dominion are moving supplies. Now's our time to strike. That's one. Keep going.
I'm down. Javelin won't fly.
Shut down their grounders, and you're airborne.
Hey, listen!
There's a flight suppression area over there. This area is okay.
That's it. Keep it up. Another one. This will be a fight. Very close now.
Oh, I didn't notice those before. Eels of some kind. Triangulate this. Alright, one more.
Every last one. That's how it's done. We need to deal with the remaining threat.
Gotta get him before he goes airborne again. He's gonna get his shields back. Oh, he got them back. I need to get ammo for my other weapon.
Alright, stay close.
You know, I found myself using my ultimates more to save myself from possible death.
Perfect.
There we go.
That's it.
That guy was a
Success.
pain.
They're on the run. Things will be a little safer for a while.
One thing I wish they would do, I've mentioned this in previous videos, but if this is the only video you ever watch and you're listening, then I would like them to add contextual text boxes or lore on objects. Or if I wanted to scan this particular object, it would give me a description of what this is. This is possibly their flight suppression generator. I imagine that this is probably Dominion. It doesn't look like Shaper. I mean, this is Shaper artifacts. This obviously is something more modern. But I'm pretty sure this is Dominion. This might be the flight suppression systems. But I would like boxes that would pop up. I don't necessarily need to say this is a tree or how old it is, but this is obviously an object put here for a purpose. I would like to be able to scan that or have something that I could go by, like this flag, this piton or whatever it is that's mashed into there. It looks like it's something that's possibly Dominion. Just to describe the world around me. You know, nothing that's too in your face. Just if I look for it, you know, if I find a spot on there, I can discover what this is here for, or just what it is in general. There's obviously some Dominion architecture, so I'm going to say this is all Dominion stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be playing around with some of these audio settings. So here I'm going to turn up music now. We'll give it, let's go 30%. FX will bring back up to 10. Alright, let's do it that way. There. I want to find the right settings for this. That way, when I'm not talking, it's not too quiet. And the audio in the game is great. I have to do some research on what kind of audio systems that they use, but like this, who does this represent? Again, there's a lot of, let me go in here. There's a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of journals. There's the library, the environment, the fauna. You know, if you want to know about each each of these things, those are in there. You have that stuff that you kind of collect over time, whether it would be with factions or things that you collect throughout the world. I wish everything had a picture. Saurians are sweet little creatures, literally. The skin of an adult Saurian is sweet to the taste, and are a special treat for Ursics and brutes, who gobble them whenever they can. I also wish they'd bring back some of those audio commentaries, sort of like the first Mass Effect, where all the codex stuff was spoken to you. I don't know if it was 100% of it, but it was definitely cool to listen to. But yeah, like some of this stuff in here, I'm sure might tell me about let's see, histories, Legion of Dawn, Shapers, Anthem of Creation, probably Shaper technology, Shaper relics. You know, there's a bunch of stuff in here. I'm going to need to get in and read more of this because I do enjoy the lore. I highly recommend fans of Anthem go out and get the Art of Anthem book. I believe I don't know if there's two different versions of it or what SKUs they have available, but I picked up the collector's edition. It comes with a couple of prints, hardbound, and sort of a representation, a mock-up, small mock-up of one of the murals that are in Fort Tarsus. I think it might be the Champion of Tarsus mural, but sort of like a representation, sort of a foil embossed version of that, which is pretty cool. But that art book kind of shows you where the team was going, what they took out, what obviously isn't in there. But they definitely have a ton of stuff there to reference off of if they wanted to move forward, and I really hope that they do. But for me, because I like the lore so much, I would like me to be able to come up to this, and the closer I get to it, then it would give me a small bubble that would pop up and I can read it. There's a couple things throughout the world that I'll come across that have that sort of system. I wish it was more prevalent. I wish it was more proliferated. I don't know what the right word for it is. Scattered, more dense. Look at this deep channel of water here. See, this is one of the got a little kickback there. Right now I'm playing on a wireless network. It's not a very fast network, so that might be why I'm getting a little bit of the kickback. Sort of a little bit of the lag that you see there. I'll go cool down real quick. Alright, let's get to killing some stuff again. Need to work on my weekly.
Nicely done.
That's another thing, is like I didn't contribute to whatever these guys are doing, but it talks to me as if I did. Scars, I don't need to kill scars. So let's do this. Sort of the open world stuff is kind of fun to do. But for what I need to kind of progress forward with is my weeklies and my monthlies. And I need to find a mine in order to do that. So there's one right in front of me, Emerald Abyss. Let's go to the Emerald Abyss. Straight ahead. Start to get a, there it is right there. Oh, this is the foundry. Oh, the Emerald Abyss was the area. I have been to the foundry though. I believe there's Outlaws or Dominion down here. Let's go to another one. Oh, I clicked on this and I didn't even click on it. I just said it was the Emerald Abyss. Let's go to a different one. Let's go Necropolis. Let's go to the Mandible. Off to my left. Another critique that I've heard from other players on Anthem is that a lot of the areas look the same. And while I can agree to an extent, I guess they're meaning jungles, there are some distinct landmarks that help you navigate. And I think what people want to help them with this area is being able to put, markers down. Did I just go the complete wrong way? I did. Alright, so it's off to my right. Off to my right. I don't think I can go that way, can I? Let's see here. Sometimes I try to skirt around, but I don't think I'd be able to make it. I might be able to make it around this, though. Let's try it. Let's try it. Bam. Okay. Yeah, sometimes if I go too far out, it'll kick me out, but if I can hug it and get back into it quick enough, I don't get kicked out of the game, but I didn't do it fast enough. So this is going to kick me back over to this area, nice and bright, as everything loads in, lighting and everything. So it kicked me back over here. Alright, let's see where I'm at here. I got hit by one of those, where are those guys? I hate those guys that electrocute me. These dudes up here. I forget what they're called. Every time they shoot me out of the sky, I have to go pay my respects. A Teslar. Alright, since I've got enemies here, I might as well kill them. Yeah, I apologize for a little bit of the jerkiness. Again, I'm on a wireless network in a hotel room. Oh, see? A chest. New things. See, there's a collectible right there as well. This is one thing I will not look online for. I want to be able to come across this stuff. I get some Champion of Tarsus points for that. So as I was saying before, yeah, so area looks very similar. Yes, there's a lot of jungle area. There are some points where you get into some scar-infested areas to where it doesn't look as lush. It's dried out. There's not a lot of water around. Not many waterfalls. There are some nice large open areas. But I can appreciate some of the ability of the level not to look too distinct, because it's just like, yeah, here's a snow area, and then the snow area stops, and it's a jungle area, and now there's a metal area, and it's just the metal area stops, and you don't ever see any metal ever again. It helps makes like if I come at an area of Bastion from this direction, versus coming at it from the opposite direction, coming at it from north, east, south, west, and because there's so much verticality, yeah, see, I'm getting a little bit of the lag there. It's got to be from the wireless network in the hotel. Alright, so this... Did I come back around to the foundry again? I'm always so close to the foundry. Let's see here. I got to get over to the mandible. And the mandible is forward and to my right. Alright, so let's go through these canopy tree area. So forward and to my right. Let's go through the canopy tree area. Hit by one of those Teslars again. Gotta always pay my respects to these guys. Where are you guys at? Are you gonna get away from me? Oh, there you are. Oh, hello, my friend. Thanks for saying hi. Allow me to say hi. I didn't get the range on it. What's this one in front of me? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go up there, get over to this waterfall, which will help me maintain flight. Like, there's not many games, if any, that do this verticality as well as Anthem. Alright, now that I'm in the tree canopy area, it's off here to the right then. So the mandible has to be over here to the right. Let's open up the map while I'm flying forward. It's got to be right here, so off to the right. Let's get through here. And plus, with the way that the lighting works in this game, nighttime looks so much different from daytime. Let's see. Let's go perch up here. Right off to my left. Ah, so it's in the scar area. Okay. I don't need many scars. But I might as well knock them out. There's definitely a ton of scar in here. Make sure I'm not forgetting any collectibles here. And let's knock out some scars. Did I leave a guy behind? Oh, there's a couple guys spawned over here. Yeah, see, I'm getting a little bit of pushback because of this wireless, so I apologize for that. I never had this problem on my home network. Of course, it's a wired network. Some of these bigger areas where I'm going to get the most from my bang for my buck, as they'll start spawning in more people here. As I start creating more havoc, they'll miss that altogether. And again, I'm not looking for loot. I'm just looking to get a weekly challenge, get some coins. That's why I'm on GM1. Makes it relatively easy to dispatch these guys while meeting the objectives of the weekly. It's a good time to use this. I recently downloaded Mass Effect Andromeda on the PlayStation 4. I have it on Xbox One, and I've played it. I started playing it on the PS4, and then my PS4 had some issues. Was starting to have some issues, so I wanted to go ahead and sell it while it still had some value to GameStop. And the only thing I regret about getting rid of that particular PS4 is it had the Konami partial teaser, or I don't know if it was called partial teaser or playable teaser, I think is what it was called. PT, that horror corridor. That game scared the living crap out of me. I could barely continue playing it. Like, I can play Resident Evil 7 on VR. No issues at all. That game's not too scary. And PT not being in VR was much scarier. Just the audio cues in that game. You know, the biggest things that scare me are the things that I can't see. And much of Resident Evil 7, you can see what's coming out to get you. In PT, you just didn't know, and I think that's much more frightening. But I got rid of that PS4, and then used the money I made from that to buy a PS4 Pro. So I started playing Mass Effect Andromeda on the original PS4. So I have not played it. I'm looking forward to getting back into that. And I bought it while it was on sale, so I got it for like $7. Real cheap, right? But I think it's worth it to get back into it and always have it available on my PS4 as a digital game. Like Anthem. Anthem is a digital game for me. Ooh, a Titan. This fight is like, if I ever want challenges, like this Titan isn't going to be much of a challenge, but if I wanted to learn to use the geometry in the map area better, and have a more interesting battle, I just go up to GM2, and having a solo battle, I think I can manage, adjust my builds accordingly. But obviously this is kind of a pushover. He's not really that hard. He may give me a masterwork. No masterwork on him on that one. That's okay. I've gotten them from those Titans before. And I am on GM1, and Why would they give me a masterwork, or heaven forbid, why would they even think about giving me a legendary for that? It's just not worth it. Like that legendary, getting that while it would be, cool, but it's not much of a reward because I'm not really putting much effort. I'm just sort of grinding through here. Just going for the weekly stuff. Alright, so I've reached the end of this mine. Let's see, how many people do I have in here with me right now? Oh, look at that, all 4. There's another issue that I don't really understand, is that people are saying that there's no players. There's 100 players left. I don't know where they're getting their statistics from, and that could be accurate, but I have never had a problem with having a full game of at least 3 other javelins. Like if I wanted to go team up with one of these guys and help them out, I can do that. And I've never joined a quick play game and not had a full load of players. I'll have the occasional guy drop out, but then someone else joins and takes their place. So I understand the numbers are down. The game still has over 300,000 followers on Twitter. And there are still people playing. I know it's not the initial influx of players, but that's for any game, just because of how quick stuff comes and gets released. I guarantee you there aren't as many players playing Red Dead Redemption 2 as there were on the first month of release. They started to improve Red Dead Redemption 2's online game as well.
Sensing an upswing of Shaper energy in your area. Investigate if you can.
Tell me any game that's online, that's a looter shooter or has a multiplayer aspect to it that doesn't have a lull. People praise the Division 2, but it's got its issues. People praise Destiny 2, it's had its issues. They all had difficult upbringings. Once Anthem finds its place, it'll be extremely strong, because there's no game like it. Can you imagine if Just Cause 4 had a multiplayer element to it? People have been requesting it, and that would be an awesome multiplayer game. Let's go back over here. I hate people shooting at me while I'm trying to... Yeah, I'm going to go over and come over to these guys and say hi. It'd be cool. I hope that they announce at the E3 presentation. I don't know if E3 is going to have as big a presence as we've known from the big publishers, because I think they said, was it Sony wasn't going to be there? EA said they're going to be there, but I don't think they have as big of a stage presence as we've come to expect it from E3. Just because it costs so much, and they could spend less money and just do everything online. Release it at their own pace. The media is still gonna be able to gain access to all the information, which is really all they're looking for.
Keep an eye out for Shaper fragments. There appear to be a number in the area.
Let's go over here.
You've an Ursix to deal with. Be careful.
Ursix. See, that reminds me, aside from like throwing other animals, that reminds me of the like the way that these Ursix come up. It reminds me of the E3 2017 trailer. And look, I can even say, oh, he's ready for another time. I don't want to spend the resources on him, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, exactly the same, just in a different area. People complain about everything that they saw in the trailer that's not in the game, but there's a lot of things they didn't show in the trailer that are in the game. It's just those little captions they put on there,
You
taken
stopped
from
it.
in-game or
Impressive.
actual gameplay, that kind of messes with marketing and people's perception of what they should receive in the final product.
That's one. Keep going. One more down. Nicely done, but you're not done yet. Okay, good.
I don't know how I would feel if the things that I'm searching for right now didn't have the markers on it. I mean, would it necessarily be annoying? I'm not sure. Like, would it be harder? Would I be
Scar
frustrated
mines. Watch
trying to
how you
search
move
for
out
it?
there.
I don't
That
know.
was the last of them. I'll message the Arcanists. They'll be interested in what we've found.
Like, I wouldn't want the collectibles in the game to always have a beacon pointing me towards it, because then the discovery would be completely lost. I remember a reviewer saying about a certain game on how maps are developed, um, about them not pointing everything out to you, makes the discovery of things that much more rewarding. Ooh, got a masterwork. So I'm glad that this game sparingly leads you around. Yeah, and again, I'm going to say it multiple times throughout this stream. I apologize for the laggy internet. I'm on the wireless network in Hawaii at a hotel, so the internet is not the greatest. I've never had this sort of jaggy as I walk. It kind of lags a little bit. Never had that at my home network. What a beautiful view. Really, really nice. Alright, I need to kill some stuff. What are these down here? Some more scars? Nope. It looks like a brute. It's probably scars. Yep. Looks like he was just chilling there. Did I bother you while you were napping? I like those ground skimming grenades. Oh, there's another collectible. I need to remember to get that. Those ground skimming grenades kind of, I'm sure every player, as soon as they see those things coming at them, they're up in the air and hovering or jetting out of the way, kind of forcing you to use your skills. Alright, that sniper's going to be my next. Grenade right in the middle of all those guys. Kill them all. Bigger guys are going to start coming. Is there one or two of them? Kind of take a look back here. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, there's a problem with my internet. It's definitely not it's not a technical issue that I know of with Anthem. It's definitely with my wireless internet here. Well, I guess that's an indicator of where I could stop at. Yeah, leave some comments in below. Let me know what you think of Anthem. Let me know if you believe in Anthem, or if you don't believe in Anthem. Let's have a discussion. Put your comments in there. I don't really want any one-liners. Be constructive. I'd appreciate that. And I'll be constructive back with you. If you give me a one-liner, I'm still going to be much more in-depth in my response than a one-liner back at you. So, appreciate you watching. And I believe in Anthem.